Okay, so I want to talk about what's going on with the Wisconsin Badgers. Mainly Madison, maybe not the Badgers football program or basketball program, but Madison in general. So there was a report earlier today from Adam Rittenberg, who covers Big Ten college sports for ESPN. And says Wisconsin will use a search firm and a committee that includes coach GM Chris Ballard and former Badger basketball star Michael Finley to identify the school's next athletic director. And immediately when I saw this, I was like, now how in the world is Chris Ballard tied into Madison? Not realizing that this dude graduated from Madison in 1993 and played football at Madison. I don't remember that either. So that's how Ballard is tied into the Wisconsin Badgers. Plus, they have Rob Chancellor, who is the vice chancellor for finance and administration, a 1992 UW-Madison alum. They have Megan Dugan, Dugan, director of player development for the New Jersey Devils. She's involved. She was a graduate of Madison in 2011 and former student athlete in women's hockey. And, of course, Michael Finley. Elsie Higginbottom.
That's a fun name.
It is. Elsie Higginbottom, president of East Lake Management and Development Corporation. She's a 1965 alum of Madison and former student athlete in men's track and field. Okay. We have another one here whose name I probably will screw up. Marihia Pentka, maybe? Senior Associate Athletic Director for Sports Administration, Wisconsin Athletics, graduate of Madison in 1995, former student athlete in tennis at Madison. Michael Shannon, co-founder and former chairman, CEO of KSL Capital Partners, and a Madison alum of 1980. He is also a member of the Wisconsin Foundation Alumni Association Board. And William Smith, current men's soccer student athlete, president and chair, Student Athlete Advisory Committee.
I think it's just like Maria.
So you have a soccer player that's playing right now. Is it Maria?
I think I'm just looking at Maria Pienka.
I don't know. It's Marija. I have no idea. Anyways, doesn't matter. So William Smith is a current men's soccer player. So they have a current student athlete as part of the search committee to find the athletic director. Now that I'm good with. I'm cool with having a current athlete involved to hear the athletic director interviews and all that and figure all this out. This is my thing. If you were asked by, I don't know, Barry Alvarez, whoever, to put together a search committee for Wisconsin to go find a athletic director, who would be on your search committee? You don't have to give me all these names. How many people are on the search committee? 3, 6, 8 people?
Yeah.
I don't need 8 names, but just give me like 1 or 2 names that you would consider putting on this search committee to find a new AD. Now, clearly, they have an agenda of half have gone to Madison and graduated from Madison or whatever. I will tell you, for this exercise that we're doing right now, your person that you nominate does not have to have gone to Madison. Okay? Does not have to have gone to Madison. You can pick somebody else. I just want to know who you think would be on your list of somebody you would trust to find the right person to come run the athletics department at Wisconsin, right? Who would that be? Nicolay Law Talk and text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Of course, on the social, streaming live on X, YouTube, and on Instagram live at WI Sports Radio. Come check us out there. Charlie Usen, what say you?
I think there's a lot of people, and I've seen them quote tweeting this, saying like Joe Thomas and JJ Watt and getting these guys that are like current or former NFL players, NBA players. I saw one that was Frank Kaminsky, which I just don't like. Like, I don't think any of those guys really give you the same kind of insight that maybe a Michael Finley does when he's working in the front office of any of these places. I don't like the one name that I guess I'm kind of, I don't think I'm surprised that it's left off, but like just Barry Alvarez being in the room for some of these interviews, like that feels weird that they don't have him on this list. And I feel like that's something that would make him mad based on the way he's reacted to some of these things over the past few years. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not surprised he's not I don't think Barry's way of thinking is as up to date as it maybe should be, but at the same time, still weird that they left him off.
I don't think it's weird. I think I got a pretty good explanation for why they probably left him off. Again, no inside knowledge, just using my brain. They don't want Barry to have a finger on whoever they hire as AD. They don't want Barry to be pushing guys or women around that's the athletic director, because it's one of his guys or women that are AD. They don't want Barry to have the power on the AD, right? Barry had some power probably with McIntosh. But they don't want him involved in this one because they don't want that person to have to listen to Barry Alvarez and what he would do and so forth. The problem is Barry Alvarez is doing media. So unless he stops doing his talk show in Madison, this ain't going to change anything. He's going to be even more hypercritical than he was before. I agree with you. I would have had Barry on this list. That's one of my guys on this list. 920, Sheboygan's own Sam Decker from Zach in Sheboygan. Sam Decker's another one. Now, you have to think of it from this perspective. Is it just famous athlete for namesake on there to determine who it is? Do you want somebody with a business acumen who's helped build a program of some sort, college, pro, or whatever, and knows what it is? Because there's a lot that goes into this. Number one, it's got to be somebody that's a great leader. That's the first thing. Number two, it's somebody that's got to understand the finances and understanding how to get money. Because you can say whatever you want, but being an athletic director nowadays is about fundraising as much as it's about anything else. And how can you get more money in? Nobody is more connected than Barry Alvarez. He knows where all the bodies are buried. He knows all the old guys with all the money and all the old women with all the money. Right? Yeah. I mean, to not have them involved seems a little nutso to me. Now, here's another one. 715. Troy Vincent. Makes good sense to me. Right? Former Badger. Been involved in the NFL for a number of years from a management standpoint and a business standpoint. Makes some sense. Not the guy that I want, though. I'm fine with it. You can 8 people. You can have Troy Vincent on there. I'm not going to argue about it. 262. I'll take the two best guys we know at finding talent: Nat Arnold and Brian Gutekunst. These guys have a knack at success without having a personal interest or too much skin in the game. That's from Ziggy.
I think that's a fair take. I was going to say something along that lines too. Having somebody who just doesn't have that same connection to Wisconsin and just has more of an analytical view of it, somebody that's done the job before. I like both those guys. I don't know if it should be but one of those guys, but just having somebody that's not having that direct connection, that direct tie, that won't be maybe as emotional over some kind of decision here to help kind of even things out.
Yeah, emotions is definitely a part of it. You're right about that. Brian in South Milwaukee, you're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily with me, Steve Sparky Fifer. Brian, who would you want on the search committee to find the next AD for Wisconsin?
Well, one guy that came to mind is John Menard, very successful businessman.
Yeah.
Runs a very successful racing program in NASCAR. So
I like that.
He's a little bit outside the box, but from the business acumen, yes. And he knows how to run successful, sports programming, which is racing program. Yes,
absolutely an outstanding one. I love that one, Brian. Thanks for the call. A+. A+ for Brian in South Milwaukee. Beautiful. He definitely should have been a part of this for numerous reasons. Like he just said, he's leading a successful racing program. He's got the stores and everything else. Do you know what else John Menard has?
What's that?
Money!
$16.2 billion according to his Forbes.
Lots of freaking money, man. And do you know when people have a lot of money, do you know who they hang out with? People with lots and lots of money. Come on. John Menard ain't hanging out with me and Charlie. John Menard's hanging out with
That'd
people
be
that got
pretty
money
cool
like
if he
him.
was, man. Hang out with John Menard for a little while.
Basically, when I found out today, I think I need another new vehicle because I think my minivan's about done. But regardless, I mean, that's the thing. That's why that makes a lot of sense. Oh. 262, Scott Tolzien. My friend is a part of his family through marriage. Bro is smart and involved. Also include big cat and big donors. Now, okay, Tolzien, okay, whatever. Let's talk about big cat for a second, okay? Now, first, let me start off by saying I'm not a Barstool guy. I don't hate him. I don't have a grudge against him. I simply just don't listen to it because I don't listen to a lot of stuff outside of the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network because I'm one of the guys kind of in charge. So I'm constantly just listening to us. I don't really listen to a lot of other stuff. And that can be, a fault, I guess. I should disconnect once in a while. So I don't listen to Barstool. All I know is this dude claims that he's got money. Claims he's trying to give him money. Big Cat claims nobody calls him back. Now, that was with McIntosh. That's hard to hear, hard to comprehend. I don't understand. Do I trust him to be on a search committee? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the guy at all. So, I don't know leadership, evaluating, potential other leaders and so forth. I don't know how that works.
Well, and he's pretty high up in Barstool. He's right on that second tier under Portnoy and that kind of system. So I'm sure he does have experience with going through interview process and working with leadership, being leadership in some kind of aspect. I know that whole side of things over there with Barstool isn't exactly the most thought out all the time. So it may not be the most direct professional experience doing it, but he might have some ideas on how to, I guess, move forward with this. At the same time, I think the reason they haven't taken money from him in the first place is because they don't take him seriously. They don't take what he does at Barstool maybe as seriously. And I think that's part of the problem.
What in the world is going on our text line? What is
Trailer
going
Park
on
Boys
over
is a
here?
very popular show.
I don't understand. Man, we are talking about a Badger search committee, and Charlie's got his own dialogue with some guy at the 715 talking about Bubbles on that TV show we're talking about. The dude is called Bubbles. As Charlie puts it in the text message back to this person, he likes blowing bubbles for the kiddies with his bubble machine.
Yes.
Man, I'm not watching this.
And
I'm
he said
out.
Nailed it because I was right. Yeah.
I'm out. No.
It's awesome. Bubbles likes kitties. He makes a motel area in the trailer park, and he's got a bunch of cats there and stuff, and some other stuff happens because Ricky and Julian get in trouble.
I don't need all that. No,
it's a great show. Great show.
Blowing bubbles at cats. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing? No. From the 414, Joe Thomas, Sam Decker, Melvin Gordon, Mason Posa, Tommy Wirtz, and Cole Canfield.
Tommy Wirtz for sure, man.
No. Tommy Wirtz.
Why not?
No. The other ones, sure. I'll give you who I think before we get to Charlie Sons today. Mark Murphy. He was at Northwestern before he took the Packers job. He's been at a university. He knows the inner workings of a university. He helped build Titletown District with everything that he put together out there, finding the sponsors, finding the owners, doing all that stuff to make money. He's shown he can do it. I don't understand for the life of me how you wouldn't have that guy put into this. And the reason he's not, obviously, is they got some goofy rule where you got to be graduate of Madison. That's why he's not involved. That dude should be in. Murphy should be in. John Menard should definitely be in. I'm open to Troy Vincent being involved in this. If you want to put Troy Vincent in, that's fine too. I mean, but Menard and Murphy, Menard's got all the money. He knows where all the other money is in the state. Murphy knows where all the other money is in the state as well. And he's helped run a university already with high educational standards like Wisconsin has to deal with. So he knows how that all works. Now, he'd have to get up to speed on NIL and all that other stuff. I'm not asking for him to be the AD, but he can help find the right person who he thinks is capable of doing everything needed for the job.
Again, he knows the inner workings, just like Gutekunst, just like Matt Arnold. They could help you out in that aspect. I guess the other thing, we talked about having the current athlete on the roster, but or on this search committee. And this is without the needing to be a graduate of Wisconsin rule. Don't you want a current coach on this too? Like one of those guys, one of those women to be on here to talk to this AD and be the liaison for the coaches too, not just from the student athlete perspective, which I think is very important, but from the coaching perspective too.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. If it's the hockey coach, if it's the basketball coach, not the football coach, because we don't know how much longer he's going to be here. But if maybe it's the college hockey coach, right? Maybe it's the basketball coach or something along the lines. Because like you said, you have a soccer player, current men's soccer player here. It would make sense to have a coach because the coach is going to have to deal with the AD. So the coach should probably be involved in that.
And again, just give some viewpoint from the rest of the coaches. You can have meetings with them and kind of relay those messages, those needs.
Makes a lot of sense.